know? They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand!
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. We encourage those who go out to make smart decisions behind the wheel or plan accordingly to have someone lined up for a safe ride home. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
4th and 1 is what?
Fourth and 1 is just a sense of urgency and a sense of preparation, which means 4th and 1 is really important. Have you prepared to be in 4th and 1? Yeah. So that was a heavy Ed Ogeron. That was a heavy Urban Meyer. Like that. It was 4th and 1 every day.
Oh boy.
So February 19th, It wasn't like, yeah, we're cool. We're all good.
Right.
No.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hold up.
Hour 2 on the block on your Friday. Thanks for tapping in with us here today. I'm Austin Norman. He's Eric Strickland, I believe, back on stream. Strick, I can still see you. Are you there?
Let's give it a shot. Is that better?
Hey, we're back.
We back,
yeah.
baby. Let's
excellent. Rico filled in.
He got me a double, and you know what it is. Tag. So I'm still the
champ is indeed here. I don't have the music pulled up and ready.
That's all right. No, that's all right. That's all right.
He doesn't deserve it. You do.
We can wait. We can wait till next week. We good.
We good. So yes, congratulations on a team win. This is a team win, Stritch. It took 1 through 2 on the Fighting Strickland's bench, but hey, now you know you can trust Rico to step in, get it done for you if you need.
He owed me because he finger rolled on me at the buzzer last game.
You're
one game. he finger rolled on me and he stole one from me, so he owed me that one. He owed me.
You're welcome, my Bellevue West brethren.
That's what we do. Flock Squad, baby. We tap in together.
Hey, T-birds fly together, baby. Have a great show.
Thanks, Rico. Appreciate you. So, yes, congratulations to Rico and Strick, Team Rico, Team Strick on the shootout victory today. And big thanks to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, located here at 27th and Pine Lake here in Lincoln. They sponsor our show. We appreciate them, the great work they do. It hits. They don't miss. Plain and simple. So, big shout out to Charles and everyone down there. Busy NFL hour. The Super Bowl is on Sunday, and that's what we're diving into. We're going to look at some matchups here between the Chiefs and the Eagles. I'm really excited for what's coming your way at the bottom of the hour. I went through, spent a good hour this morning pouring over the best prop bets. So some player yardage totals, some numbers for players to watch in the game, but also some fun ones. You know, the color of Gatorade dumped on the coach, length of national anthem, how many songs at halftime, that sort of thing. So Strick and I will have a certain amount of points to use up on these bets, and we'll be tracking them throughout the Super Bowl on Sunday. And we'll see who wins come Monday. 402-464-5685, the number to the Honda of Lincoln hotline or the Sartor Heyman text line. If you have any questions for Strick or myself, have any thoughts on the Super Bowl. Before we get there, though, Strick, there was one question that came through on the text line from Chris. He says, Strick, why did you retire? Was it because of a career-ending injury? Did you just know it was time for you to retire? What led to that decision?
Wow, that's a great question. In actuality, it was two things. One, I was in the middle of a custody battle for my oldest son at that time, and it was just one of those things where you're going through that process. I ended up getting full sole legal custody of him, so it ended up working out. And so at that point, you start looking at the landscape of things, and this is no slide to men and women and relationships or any of that thing. But at the time, I'm looking at a situation where I'm a basketball player in the NBA. You're 41 games at home, you're 41 games on the road. You do have an extensive schedule that you must maintain, and you got to kind of consider how a judge would view that if you're going for a custody issue, and so that would be a pushback that someone that's opposing you in that situation would have against you. So that was part of the reason why I did. The second part is I kind of had a feeling that my time was coming to a close, is because I'm a gym rat. I'm a guy that loved to be in the gym. I wanted to be in there religiously from early to late. And once that started waning and wanting the inspiration to get in the weight room, to continue to work and get better, once that started to wane, I knew it was about time.
There you go, Chris. Thanks for texting the question in. Hope that answers it. All right, from basketball to football, the Super Bowl is this weekend. We get a 5:30 Central Time kickoff from Phoenix, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. And Strick, we're going to start up front with the matchups. Let's start with the Chiefs' offensive line versus the Eagles' defensive line. Who, in your opinion, holds the advantage in that matchup?
Oh, wow. Listen, Chris Jones is one of the best to do it. They're tremendous there. You have Chris Jones, Kalen Saunders, Derek Nandi, and Brandon Williams. On the other side, you have Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Milton Williams, Linval Joseph, but also you add in Ndamukong Suh, and as well as Jordan Davis. So for me, the depth, the versatility, the strength inside, the pressure that they can throw at you in multiple ways. I would say it would be an even match when you look at it, but I would like to give a slight edge to the Eagles. But I think it's an even matchup across the board there for the most part.
Would you say it's fair that the Eagles have more defensive line depth, but the Chiefs have the best defensive lineman in Chris Jones?
Yeah, that's the way I would look at it. You definitely have to look at that. But also, you've got to look at Fletcher Cox. In the past, he has the ability to wreak havoc on games. And look, what Ndamukong Suh was able to do in the championship game as well. You add that in, you're looking at something that is tremendous. But Jones is relentless. breaking through the pocket. He has a career high 15 and a half sacks, 29 QB hits this year. So listen, that's what you're looking at. That's what you're going to have to deal with.
On the flip side of that, the offensive line. Both of these units have been very good. The Eagles, one of the best in football all year long, and the Chiefs much improved since the last time they were in the Super Bowl. The last memory of Patrick Mahomes we have is him running for his life at Raymond James Stadium away from the Buccaneers. Really, 4-man pass rush is what they did most of the day. So general manager Brett Veach invests in that line. He drafts a center in Creed Humphrey right after that. Creed Humphrey, one of the best centers in the league, goes out and gets Orlando Brown from the Ravens. He acquires Joe Thuney, former Patriot, in free agency. And then Trey Smith at right guard, he drafts. The one carryover from that last Super Bowl team on the offensive line for the Chiefs is Andrew Wiley. The Eagles have 2 carryovers from their time, and it's 2 of the best at their position in a long time. And Jason Kelce at center and Lane Johnson at right tackle. Which offensive line do you like better in this matchup, Strick?
And so this is going to be another situation that they're both good. They're both solid. Even when things break down, they still allow holes and avenues to be there. One of the things about both of these offensive lines is you don't have a lot of collapsing for the most part. They're usually able to secure it enough to allow run lanes and opportunities. So it would come down to me, how good is that ankle really for Mahomes, as opposed to we're seeing that Hurts was able to recover a little bit more from his injury situation, use his legs effectively. So it's going to come down to that. Who's going to be able to take advantage of those holes as they open up, both in the offensive run game as well as in the quarterbacks being able to take advantage and use their legs. But I have to give a slight edge, I think, even across the board, but I would have to give a slight edge because the one that's leading the charge, the one that's running and making everything happen on that line is Jason Kelce, who is a tremendous veteran. He's one of the best at it to do it. And I think that they would have a slight edge.
That, to me, I think I trust the Eagles offensive line a little bit more, but I trust them if they're ahead in the game. If the Eagles have to play from behind, I'm sure they know they're still good at pass blocking, but that's what the Chiefs are built to do. Even though they've gone, bigger, used more tight ends this year, that offensive line can hold up pretty well in pass protection, and they don't necessarily have to because Patrick Mahomes, I think, is going to be fully healthy. I think is going to be fully mobile. Whereas Jalen Hurts, if he has to hold the ball for a long time, ESPN's article that Bill Barnwell put out, I mean, the only person worse than Jalen Hurts holding the ball for 4 seconds this season was Matt Ryan. And for as mobile as Jalen Hurts is, throwing on the run hasn't been one of his strengths. So that offensive line for the Eagles really has to hold up for about 2 seconds, maybe 2.5 seconds, because that's where Jalen Hurts is best. I would like to think they're able to do that against the Chiefs pass rush, but then this is strict where I think I want to go with the next matchup. The Philadelphia defensive backs or the Kansas City defensive backs. Which matchup do you like better?
Well, their cornerback is quite tough in Darius Slay. He leads that group. Pretty solid. Let's see who else they got.
Lane Bradbury are the two corners.
Yeah, Bradbury as well. Avonte Maddox, Josiah Scott. Those guys are solid. I would have to give the edge in the quarterback, in the defensive back, as far as the corners, to the Eagles. You move on to the safeties, and you got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who leads the back crew there. I think they do very well in working together as a unit. I think more so. The safeties, I would call them even. So I would give an edge overall in the defensive back core to the Eagles. I just think that they're built for what the Chiefs do well, especially with Kelce. I think they got guys that can match up a little bit better with Kelce than most people. And so that's why I would give an edge to them.
I do like the Chiefs safeties better than the Eagles. I think Juan Thornhill in his short career has shown he can make big plays. He was really good as a rookie. Took a little bit of a step back, but he's come back to be a solid player this year. And Justin Reed, the guy they got from Houston, has been really solid. The biggest addition for the Chiefs is getting L'Jarius Sneed back. He suffered that concussion against the Bengals, took that knee to the head. Seems like he's good to go. I think he's off the injury report. He should be playing on Sunday. And that's a guy that Steve Spagnuolo likes to use in a lot of ways, whether it's in coverage on the outside or blitzing him. L'Jarius Sneed has made a lot of plays in the backfield. So to me, he can be an X factor for the Chiefs. Flip side of that matchup, then, Strick, the wide receivers. You have the two big names for Philadelphia in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. You have the whole cast of characters on the other side for Kansas City. Which wide receiving core do you prefer in this game?
Well, I'm definitely going to go with the Eagles in this situation. With the loss of Tyreek Hill in the wide receiver position, things have opened up tremendously. I was surprised that Kelce was able to perform as well as he was. Juju Smith-Schuster, long, can stretch the floor. Can stretch the field, as well as Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Kadarius Toney was someone that was a surprise this year for me as far as what he's been able to do in coming over. I think that was a good addition for him. He's very electrifying. He's a great piece to have as he's come from New York, but haven't seen fully what he can do as of yet. But definitely Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, look, that was your best steal, I thought. Devontae Smith still having 1,196 yards, 7 TDs in 95 catches. Those guys can do some tremendous damage as far as especially when when Jalen Hurts, when Jalen Hurts is able to extend plays, those guys can be of danger, and I think that's why I'll give the target to them.
The best pass catcher in this game, though, isn't a wide receiver. It's Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. And looking at how the Eagles have done against tight ends this year, pretty mediocre. They don't have anyone that's kind of like Derwin James. He's been really the only player in football who's consistently been able to stop Travis Kelce when he's been on the field. The Eagles don't have an answer for Travis Kelce. I believe that. But Dallas Goedert isn't a slouch himself. The Chiefs linebackers are fine. But to me, I still have to give the tight end nod to Kansas City.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I mean, let's be real. 110 catches is crazy for a tight end in itself. 1,338 yards is crazy, especially with the loss of Tyreek Hill. But listen, I have to give the edge to them. But at the same time, don't discredit what Dallas Goedert can do, what he has been. He offers a big body, wide receiver 3 type of guy that can find himself open across the middle. I think they're mid-range. They're okay deep. I think Jalen has shown that he's capable of throwing deep balls a lot better than what we had expected. But yeah, definitely Travis Kelce in that instance.
Final position on the offense before we get to the big one, the running backs. Isaiah Pacheco has been a complete revelation for Kansas City. He's shouldered the load. On the flip side, Philadelphia has that real commitment to the ground game in Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. I assume you like the Philly run game and the running back room better in Kansas City's?
Listen, I would say it is surprisingly even. And the fact is that, yes, Andy Reid, he loves his backfield rotation. I think that the Chiefs' top 2 options, they have equal versatility. I think they're equally versatile in that they combine both for 1,700 yards from scrimmage. And so it's a little bit underrated as to what they're capable of doing. Yes, Miles Sanders had a tremendous year, 11 TDs and 1,269 yards. But at the same time, the one to watch in whether or not the success of this team would go is how well the Chiefs can contain Kenneth Gainwell. He's been a surprising piece for the Eagles in that backfield. And so be on the lookout for how well he does.
All right, Strick, quarterback, the matchup, the MVP versus the MVP runner-up. Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, Jalen Hurts of the Eagles. The last 8 times the NFL MVP has played in the Super Bowl, their team has lost. The last 3 times the MVP and runner-up have matched up in the Super Bowl as quarterbacks, the second place MVP finishers team has won the game. That, to me, says we're trending towards an Eagles win with Jalen Hurts. But do you think he's a better matchup against the Kansas City defense than Patrick Mahomes is against the Eagles defense?
Again, the injury to that ankle, how much time he's had in order to get that back right is going to be something to watch for. But listen, Patrick Mahomes has been up against another young quarterback in Joe Burrow. Obviously, we know what the outcome of that was. And Joe had owned them in that situation. Another young quarterback that has not been proven on this large of a stage is going to be something to watch for, how well, how composed he is in this game. But Patrick Mahomes has been there. He's already walked the walk. He's talked the talk. He's now making his third Super Bowl appearance. Barring that there's any hindrance to that injury, you definitely got to give the edge to the Chiefs. 5,050 yards is absolutely crazy for the year, breaking the record.
Plain and simple. Two more matchups to get to before we hit our break and then get to the prop bets. Kickers, Jake Elliott, who made the game-clinching field goal for the Eagles against the Patriots the last time they were there. He comes in this season 20 of 23 overall for 87%, long of 56. He's also 51 of 53 on extra points and kicks touchbacks 70% of the time. On the flip side, Harrison Butker for the Chiefs certainly made his share of big kicks, but has also struggled. He's only 18 of 24 on field goals this year. He's 38 of 41 on extra points, but last year, those were a Brett Maher-esque struggle for him at times and has touchbacks 65% of the time. Game on the line, Strick. You get either Jake Elliott or Harrison Butker. Who do you trust more with that kick?
So here's the thing. Butker, yes, he struggled a little bit in the season this year. Butker, though, in the playoff field goals is 20 for 23 over the last 5 years. On the contrast, Elliott over that same period is 13 for 13 in the same stretch. So both have done and handled their business on the biggest stage in the biggest games. And so at the end of the day, I would call it a wash.
I'm taking Butker. I think he has a little bigger leg. And again, just a few more chances. I know he has maybe the lower lows than Elliott does. I would take Butker. I really would. Again, it's very close. It's splitting hairs. You take one, give me the other. I'm going to be happy. But this is the last matchup I want to get to, Strick. The matchup of the head coaches, Andy Reid versus Nick Sirianni. We'll start with Sirianni on the Eagles. Young coach got essentially laughed out of the room on Twitter after his opening press conference. And here they are a couple of years later in the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni has added the most points with his decision-making of any coach in the NFL this year. But on the flip side, it's Andy Reid. Andy Reid's like 23-6 with 10 or more days to prepare in his career. Andy Reid and the Chiefs, have now been here 3 of the last 5 seasons. Which head coach do you trust more and would you want coaching your team in this game?
Well, let's just start at this spot. Active head coaches right now, there's only 5 of them total. Bill Belichick, who has obviously had 9 Super Bowl appearances where he's 6-3. Andy Reid is number 2, where now this is going to be his 4th. He's had 3 Super Bowl appearances. He's 1-2. Pete Carroll's next. Mike Tomlin at 2. Everybody else at 2. And then Sean McVay, who is just getting himself started. Andy Reid, over 24 seasons, has had 18 playoff berths to where he's 21-6. He has the best record of anybody that's active. And so when you go down and you look at it, his total numbers as well is phenomenal when you look at it on top of that as well. He is the guy I think that can get it done. He's one of the best to do it in Philadelphia. He cares more about this thing than probably anybody out there on the field. And I think he's going to bring it home for the Chiefs when you're talking about the coaching matchup.
When Andy Reid was hired in Kansas City, one of the guys he let go, Nick Sirianni, was the wide receivers coach under the 2 previous administrations. I heard someone say it earlier this week, Strick, that they would trust Andy Reid, for the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, but they want Nick Sirianni in the game because Andy Reid has had his fair share of, I don't call them meltdowns, but playoff miscues in terms of clock management, timeout management. We know the guy can game plan. We know the guy can scheme. He'll probably have some funky play drawn up for the Super Bowl that's going to be fun to watch. But Nick Sirianni, in just a couple seasons, has proven himself as one of the best in-game coaches in terms of trusting his team and putting them in positions to succeed. And I'm curious to see how that plays out on the big stage.
Looking forward to it as well. It's going to be an exciting game. I still think that the matchups are phenomenal across the board, both on the defensive and the offensive side of things. And so it's going to be it's going to be a fun game to watch.
We'll give our picks now. Who's your Super Bowl champion, and what do you think the score is going to be?
I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go on a limb, and I know you're not gonna do it, but I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go Philadelphia 24-21.
Ooh, that's a little lower scoring. Okay. I see you. I like it. This is a toss-up for me because I think the Eagles are the more complete team. I like a lot of them head-to-head in their matchups in terms of what they're going against. But ultimately, I think the Chiefs end up with the two best players on the field in Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, who have, made big plays in big times and even, more pressure than they'll face in the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
I gotta go with Kansas City. I'll say 34-30 game. 34-30 Kansas City.
I would say if Philly can get this running game going, I think watch out. I think Philly will be able to take it. Now, if they get the running game shut down, I think it's going to be even tougher for them.
Absolutely. That's the hard-hitting football analysis. When we come back, we'll spend a segment on Super Bowl prop bets. How many yards will players have? How many targets will players have? How many catches? But also, how long's the national anthem going to be? How many songs will Rihanna perform? We'll get into that, give you our guesses when we get back to segment 2 of Hour 2 of On the Block.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to say Happy New Year and thank you to all of you for your continued support. We have just closed out another outstanding year, and we want to start 2023 off with a bang. The new GMC and Chevrolet inventory continues to roll in, and I'll actually be picking up my 2023 GMC later this month. So with interest rates continuing to climb, Coppell is partnering with General Motors and now offering 2.9% APR on select models. So we invite you to the dealership. Check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Flowers and chocolates are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at The Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from The Body Shop at 48th and A. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. We encourage those who go out to make smart decisions behind the wheel and accordingly to have someone lined up for a safe ride home. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You're going to have to turn that water off soon.
Great beer and delicious
or shut the door because they'll be able to hear that.
Community and comfort.
No, it's not yet. We're still on a commercial, but we'll be coming off.
Craft beer experts. Guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com. A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Venue at Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is heat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package today at venueathome.net.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies with a high of around 42. Southwest winds at around 10 to 15. Overnight staying clear with a low down to around 24. And a gorgeous start to our weekend. A little breezy. Southwest winds could gust near 20, but a high of around 52. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Talking more Super Bowl here on a Friday on the Block. He's Eric Strickland. I'm Austin Norman. We've been looking forward to this segment all week as we were putting this one, in the crock pot, letting it stew, letting it marinate. And I think we got a good idea that's going to be some fun. So I went through this morning and picked, a couple dozen of the best prop bets that I could find for the Super Bowl. Some relating to players and teams, others relating to the periphery around the game more so than the game itself. So here's how this is going to work. Strick, who has $100, now has 100 fake dollars. Me, who I have to check my bank, I assume I have $100. I also get 100 fake dollars that we're going to be divvying up among these prop bets. We might put money on all of them. We might not. But we got $100 to spend. We're not going offshore with this. We're not doing anything crazy. Just 100 fake dollars that we're spending on these prop bets. Strick, you ready?
And who's going to win? Stricky.
Well, always. Duh. The champ is here, so the champ wins. All right, let's start with the player props here, Strick, and we'll start with the two quarterbacks. I saw a line that seemed pretty high for me, except it would be Patrick Mahomes. They have the over-under for Patrick Mahomes passing yards set at 295.5 passing yards.
Under.
Are you willing to put money on it?
10 bones.
10 bones on the under?
10 bones on the under.
You are down for 10 bones on the under.
You said 295, right?
295.
Under.
Okay. Strick is 10 on that. The one that I'm going to go with is Patrick Mahomes' quarterback rating of 99.5. That'd be really good. That's a fantastic quarterback rating against a really good defense. That's a.
What are you going? Are you going under or over, or are you just bet? Is it Stricky only?
You're the only one putting money on that one because I my gut tells me under, but I'm not willing to waste my hard-earned fake money on that one.
Okay.
Where I am going to put my money though is on the quarterback rating of under 99.5. Patrick Mahomes can have a good game, but not reach a 99.5 quarterback rating. And so I'll throw 7 beans on that one.
5 bones under.
Ooh, okay. Strick 5, Austin 7. Patrick Mahomes passing touchdowns. They set the line at 2.5. The over is plus money. The under is favored. Patrick Mahomes, do you like the passing touchdown line at 2.5?
Not touching.
Not touching? Okay.
Not touching.
I don't think I will either. Here's one that I found interesting, Strix. I was going through passing touchdowns by quarter for Patrick Mahomes. He is expected to throw a passing touchdown in the second quarter and in the fourth quarter. The odds makers say that that's most likely. They think Patrick Mahomes, they think it would be an upset by the numbers if Patrick Mahomes throws a touchdown in either the first or the third quarter. I'm throwing money on this one. Give me a first or third quarter Patrick Mahomes touchdown. I'm putting 10 on it.
5 bones. So either in the first or the third?
Either in the first or the third.
5 bones.
5. All right. To the other side of the quarterback matchup, Jalen Hurts. We know the threat of him running the football helps the Eagles tremendously. His rushing line is set at 50.5 yards. Do you like that number enough to put money on it?
Not touching.
50, I think, would be a lot. I think if Jalen Hurts has that much, it's either one big run or he's running for his life, which doesn't seem like a way that the Eagles win that game. I'm also not touching that one. Here's one I'm curious about, though. Rushing attempts, they set the line at 10.5. Again, Strick, that feels very heavy to me, so I'm throwing 5 on the under 10.5 rushing attempts.
Yeah, I would have said under 2. I don't think he rushes more than 10 times. Now, but they consider sacks as rush yards, right? They do. Consider. So if he sacked 4, run 6, sack 3.
That's 10. You need 11 for the over.
I'm going over.
Oh, going over. How much
three,
you putting on it?
3 bone.
Okay, just to sprinkle a little on there.
A little sprinkle. A little seasoning, just a little parsley.
Understandable. Jalen Hurts, not the passer Patrick Mahomes is. He's got odds on throwing 2 touchdown passes in any quarter. Do you think Jalen Hurts can throw 2 touchdown passes in a quarter? Do you think he will?
In one quarter.
In one quarter, not for the game, but in a single quarter, does Jalen Hurts throw 2 touchdowns? Not touching?
Not touching.
Understandable. The odds for this one, the yes is plus 330. The no, a heavy favorite at minus 450. So the odds makers would tend to agree with you. This is a line I found interesting. Devontae Smith's number of catches. The odds makers have set at 4.5 catches. That feels light to me, Strick, but the Eagles just have so many options. I don't know if I'm totally willing to sprinkle the over.
7 bones over.
7 over for Strick. Okay.
How much I got left?
You have, let's see, 10, 15, 20, let's see, 23. Oh, you've only spent 30. You got 70 left, Strick. Okay. You got 70.
We good.
Yep. Okay, the next player prop, another Eagles wide receiver, A.J. Brown to have exactly 5 catches. Not a line of 4.5, not a line of 5.5. But the odds makers have A.J. Brown to have exactly 5 catches at plus 140 odds. When Vegas gives me a number...
if I hit that, if I put some money on that and hit, 5 bones, he hit that.
5 on it?
I got 5 on it.
Dang it! Give it to him. I'll sprinkle 5 on it as well because
I got 5 on it. If it hit, shoot, we're gonna be in the money, baby. Let's go. 5 on it.
See, when Vegas gives me a number that's that specific, if they set the under line at 4.5 and the over line at 5.5, that tells me they think the number is 5. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting my money on that number. And then here's one that I got to give you some options for, Strick. The leading receiver in the game in terms of number of yards. The guys that Vegas think have the best odds to do that. Travis Kelce, plus 300. A.J. Brown, plus 450. Devontae Smith, plus 500. Marcus Valdes-Scantling, plus 600. Juju Smith-Schuster, plus 800. And Dallas Goedert, plus 1,200 for the game's leading receiver. Any of those stick out to you?
So who the Kansas City again? What they got?
Kelce at plus 300, Valdes-Scantling at plus 600, and Juju at plus 800.
Valdes-Scantling, 5 bones.
5 on it for Strick. Marcus Valdes-Scantling, who did lead the Chiefs in receptions against the Bengals. He stepped up big time for them in the AFC Championship game. I like the pick. I'm going to sprinkle some on Devontae Smith, though. I know I just got done talking about his catch number. Even if I don't love it because of all the weapons, I don't know if the Chiefs have seen anyone like Devontae Smith. So I'm going to put 5 on Devontae Smith plus 500. Now the fun ones. We're through the players, and we're on to everything else around the game.
So Stricky got what, 60 left? We going big on this.
Yes. Yep, you got 60 left. And I'm about in that neighborhood as well. The national anthem, Strick, always an object of fascination. It's been hovering about 2 minutes for the last few years. It's gone over a little bit. It's gone just a little bit under. The line for this national anthem set at 2 minutes, 6.5 seconds. What do you think of Chris Stapleton in the anthem?
Stapleton gonna go nuts. I'm over for 10.
Ooh, over for 10. Okay. That is what the odds makers say as well. They're banking on the over. This is the one I'm going with, though, Strick. Will Chris Stapleton mispronounce or forget a word in the national anthem? No is the heavy favorite at minus 900. I'm going with yes for plus 500. I'm putting 10 on Chris Stapleton missing a word.
Not touching.
See, this is just the fun one, you know. The next one is the jersey number of the first touchdown scorer. So not a quarterback, but in terms of the pass catcher or the rusher to score the first touchdown. Over under jersey number of 11.5.
Over.
Care to call your shot?
Over for 2 bones.
2? Okay.
2 bones.
Who's it gonna be with the first touchdown? Just for fun. Call your shot.
I'm going Juju Smith.
Juju, okay. I'll double your money if you get it right. How about that?
Bet.
Okay. Handshake through the screen. Total touchdowns, the line at 5.5. I think that's low. I think we see 6 or 7 touchdowns. So I am going to sprinkle 15 on the over. Big bet on these two offenses. Do you think 5.5 is a good enough number for money for you?
I would have to based on the score that I gave. So yeah, over for 8 bones.
All right, you are down for 8. Let's see. Here's another fun one. Passing touchdown by a non-quarterback. Vegas says it's not likely to happen. The no is at minus 2,500, but the yes is at plus 1,200. And Strick, I'm doing another 10 on this one because the last time Philly was in the Super Bowl, they have the Philly special,
yeah,
thrown by a non-quarterback. And we know Andy Reid has something cooked up, whether that's a defensive tackle throwing it, whether it's former quarterback Travis Kelce throwing it, a running back. I don't know. Andy Reid does, though. So this, to me, is one of the easier ones. I'm putting 10 on it.
Not touching.
Okay. To halftime. Does Rihanna perform over or under 9.5 different songs?
Dang. I'm going to say under.
Okay.
Under for 5 bones.
Under for 5.
I think it'd be about 8.
Okay. Her first outfit color. This is another one like the receivers with options. So the first outfit Rihanna's wearing when she gets on stage, black for plus 125, gold for plus 500, silver or white for plus 600, green for plus 650, or red for plus 800 odds.
Red. 5 bones.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. This is the one I'm going with for the halftime performance. One of Rihanna's most iconic songs titled Umbrella. They have odds on whether or not Rihanna will open an umbrella. I think she does. I'm putting 5 bones on Rihanna to open an umbrella at plus 225 odds.
I say she don't.
Okay.
For 5 bones.
We'll go head-to-head on that one. A number of featured guests at halftime. There are 3 performers with negative odds that Vegas would seem to imply have a good chance of showing up, and another 4 or 5 that they listed. So do you think there will be more or less than 3.5 non-Rihanna featured artists at halftime? The over is plus 400. The under is minus 350.
Not touching.
Not touching? Okay. I'm going to sprinkle 5 on Jay-Z throwing up or showing, not throwing up. That'd be bad. 5 on Jay-Z showing up, and give me 5 on Calvin Harris as well. It's been a while since we've seen that guy. I don't know if she gets to 3.5 though.
How many more we got left?
We got 1 left.
How much money I got left? I'm going all in.
Okay, so you are.
I got
you have
like,
either
what,
15 or 20. 15 or 20.
Okay. I'm going all in whatever it is.
The color of Gatorade poured on the Super Bowl winning head coach. Here are the colors and their odds. Orange is plus 250. Green or yellow is plus 350. Water plus 500. Blue Gatorade plus 500. Or red plus 550.
Green.
Going green.
All in.
Your remaining 20?
Yep.
Okay. I'll put you down for it. I'm going to go with orange. It's been orange in, I believe, 5 of the last 9 Super Bowls. Give me that trend to continue. I am putting my last 10 on that. You have the Eagles winning. I have the Chiefs winning. But most importantly, we'll see who wins more prop bets. That's what really matters when it comes to the Super Bowl. Thanks for playing along. We'll cross it over with DP and Jay to close out the week of On the Block after this.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In alumni news, Lincoln North Stars former distance runner Geraldine Poe has qualified for the U.S. Olympic Team Trials Marathon. Switching to girls basketball, on Monday, January 6th, College View beat Boys Town 35-18. Lincoln Lutheran put on an impressive defensive performance, beating Ralston 50-9. For boys basketball on Monday, Parkview Christian dominated in their win over Christian Iowa 89-45. Terrence Scott and Braylon Morris would lead Parkview with 21 and 20 points. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
The Stars are making trades and looking to climb the standings during a busy month of February. There's plenty of exciting Lincoln Stars hockey over the next couple of weeks as they continue their postseason push. Lincoln takes on Sioux Falls Friday, February 10th in the first game of a home-and-home set with a Stampede at 7:05 p.m. at the Icebox. After that, it's a quick turnaround for the Stars as they host the Des Moines Buccaneers at 7:05 on Valentine's Day. Head over to LincolnStars.com or call 402-474-7827 today to get your seats.
Listen up, guys. Valentine's Day is almost here, and it's 3rd and goal, and we need a touchdown, not a field goal. You need a personal florist so you don't drop the ball. And Petal Creations can be the MVP for you this year by helping you impress the lady in your life with a Heart Box of Love display of roses. Trust me on this one. This play call will result in a touchdown. Call Petal Creations today to reserve your flowers at 402-423-6500 or go to petalcreations.com.
A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Max Tan for men. Bye-bye golfer lines and t-shirt tans. Take it to the max at Max Tan. Get a 30-day pass, just $25. With stand-ups and laydowns for men of stature. Be a Max Tan man. Get 30 days for just $25 now at all 4 Lincoln Max Tan locations.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world: St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Flowers and chocolates are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at The Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from The Body Shop at 48th and A.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come for the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the big game at Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Wings and Rings? It's the big game party with 93.7 The Ticket at Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up On the Block here on your Friday, joined by, well, I guess the extent of the old school crew today, half of the old school crew normally. DP in the building, Jay Foreman out on business to attend to, correct, DP?
Yeah, you got a ball game. He's got a ball game. They moved the ball game up to 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay, we got you covered, bro. That's what we do.
Good luck to you, the fighting Foremans, wherever
That's it, man.
are.
That's it. That's how we get down.
DP, we spent our last segment on Super Bowl prop bets. Are you a purveyor of the props?
I'm aware of the props. Some of them we've gone too far. We've gone too far. We're doing too much.
Like which ones?
Well, like they went through how many footballs you're going to go through in the game.
I don't know you'd even track that.
Like, but they do. Like they have an average and they set a standard, and then the length of the national anthem, right? So you're going to set a prop bet for the anthem.
2 minutes 6 seconds.
But
over under.
But here's the thing: why would you do that? Because if you're the person who's singing the anthem this year,
Chris Stapleton.
Okay, so Chris Stapleton now knows what the over under is. And if you're Chris Stapleton, or you're the favorite,
right?
Chris Stapleton. Look, we're gonna have a phone call, right? We're gonna have a phone call. Like, listen, bro, 206. Hey, mark me at 213, and then I will meet you at the cashing counter to do that. Like, like it's like okay, okay, I get what you're thinking, right? I mean, and we all know that prop bets is where if shenanigans are going to happen in the game, where somebody's just going to get pulled into something they ain't got no business getting pulled in. This is where it happens. Prop bets
every time,
right? Because one player controlling the game is difficult because it means too much to them.
Mm-hmm.
But then the shenanigans is, well, if I score first, okay. Because there are things like, I believe the over-under from Mahomes passing is 292.5 yards.
I saw it at 295.
Okay, so somewhere in that space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes, okay, Patrick. Again, he's got a knucklehead little brother. And all sorts of things. Like, what's the game plan there, bro? Like, we running or throwing? Well, depends on how we do. We get behind, I'm going to throw a lot. Right. We get ahead, I'm probably going to throw a little less. That's how this works. Who scores first? Jalen Hurts? Mahomes? Sanders? Like, who? Okay. Well, Jalen Hurts has family. Listen, man, you get inside of 3, you better keep the ball, bro.
I love your perspective, DP. But you own to something, though. You own to something.
Right? Like, listen, Strick, you know good and well if you were playing a big game in Omaha back in the day, and it was a big game, you had some family and friends that had a vested interest, and they'd have leaned on you heavy and often. Hey, man, if you're gonna have the ball tonight, I'm gonna need a couple extra from you, partner. Like, you know what? Look, I know you might be happy if y'all are up 8 and you got 22, but I'm gonna need that to be 10 and 26. Can you handle that for me as well? Right? Because we don't know everybody's situation.
Yeah.
Like, they going through stuff, Strick. They going through stuff, right?
That's facts.
So, you know, I always lean towards focusing on the game. I don't want to focus on the commercials. I don't want to focus on the refs. I don't want to focus on the machinations. I want to focus on the two best teams who had the best season on the biggest day of all of their lives. Like the biggest day. So what will happen with the best players, right? You got an MVP, right? You got an MVP.
And the runner-up.
And the runner-up. Two coaches who are talking about their legacies, right? One, the building of a legacy. The other one is kind of the elevation of it. And players who we don't know where they are in their career. You don't know how often you're going to get back to it, right? The belief and the thinking is that the Chiefs are going to be regulars in the space because of Mahomes. But you remove Tyreek, if we made the bet when the deal is done that Tyreek Hill is gone, doesn't that change the way you bet the Chiefs for the season? Right? So the assumption is no longer there. Then you got the guys, you got a brother. The first time in history, brothers are playing each other. They're not going to be able to field against each other, but it's a thing.
Leading the teams.
Right? And then the quarterbacks in play. Now, mind you, they're in different places. The Eagles, KC, Philly and KC, different spaces. But these two young brothers are going to do a thing that if this was done 20 years ago, it would take the top off. It would be the lead story. But thankfully, we've progressed enough where it's no longer the lead story, but it's still an important thing. So all of the space, I'm going to focus on the best tight end in football, best quarterback in football, the best new, young, talented quarterback in football, an underrated running back, wide receivers who have the chance to be their day because we're going to have the new most popular wide receiver Sunday afternoon. It'll be somebody that we haven't put in that space. A.J. Brown has this day. We got to elevate, right? So, and then the line play will determine how the NFL recycles, because the NFL is a cyclical league. And then they target the Super Bowl champion, and then that's how they're going to get better, and that's what they have to either improve on or figure out how to stop. And all of that will be set Sunday evening. That's pretty cool stuff. Like, I'll focus on that. I'll let that prop business, man, I'm keeping my money. I work hard.
We appreciate that. In that vein, then, on the game, to me, Travis Kelce is the biggest mismatch in the game. I think he's what Kansas City has to go to. But I'm excited to see how these offensive and defensive lines interact. Strick and I spent some time talking about that. The Eagles have just a bounty of pass rushers and dudes along the line. And the last time we saw Kansas City in this game, it was their offensive line that cost them. Who's the biggest matchup for either side?
Well, so because the running backs are all fluid, there is no down count, pitch count for running backs. There is none. So you don't know who you're going to see when you're going to see them. Now, there's tendencies. But both teams use an abundance of runners in different situations and in similar situations. So that's the toughest matchup because you're talking about a skill position that has learned how to effectively run routes better in space. Again, the weather will be under control, so you won't have to deal with some of that nonsense against linebackers or nickelbacks who aren't particularly interested in covering in that space
or tackling sometimes.
Right. Well, I mean, look, if I've got the number 3 corner matched up against Miles Sanders on the edge in the slot, yeah, I'm
know where that ball's going.
I'm gonna make little dude come up and do some work, and I'm gonna do it often. AJ Brown's a bit of a matchup problem, but also remember the Eagles use their tight end the same way KC does. KC just gives Kelsey more freedom, but the Eagles use option routes for their tight end. Look, that's all day. That's just going to the grocery store and picking your fruit. It's going to be available. Sometimes it's better than not, but that's a win. You're going to win. You're going to get to buy fruit. It's going to be a fun day.
Absolutely. Well, pause for ID. Come up and wrap up on the block after this.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The last matchup Strick and I talked about was the head coaching matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid and all his crazy schemes, mad scientist, has a history, though, in big games, kind of freezing up, making the wrong decisions. On the flip side, the young kind of hot shot Nick Sirianni has added more points with his coaching decisions to his team's expected points, more so than any other coach in the league. This Strick's rolling with Andy Reid. Would you take Andy Reid in this matchup over Nick Sirianni, or do you see it the other way?
Well, we've done this before. We've done this before. For a long time, it was Belichick versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was Belichick versus the world. And nobody was willing. Like, were you willing to take Tom Coughlin over Belichick? No. But Belichick isn't established. And the young person who doesn't have as much tendency work, especially at the highly elevated everybody eyes on situation, we don't know what the Eagles are going to do Sunday. We have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have no idea. If you ask me what the first play call for the Eagles are going to be, good luck.
If throwing darts, then they're trying to guess that.
Good luck, right? So, chase advantage to Philly, situational advantage to Andy Reid, and then it becomes emotional. And it's who controls the emotion. Like, the young guy's going to fist pump and this is his moment. Andy been there. He's been there. Like, okay, here we go. Now, that here we go may be the wrong required response.
Might be.
Because they may need for Andy to set something on fire in order to get them over the hump. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll come down to the final 3 drives of the game. For everything that happens before that, the final 3 drives of the game. And the advantage will be what quarterback is handling the space better in the final 3 drives. Which quarterback has the ball twice in the final 3 drives? I hate to make it that simple, but how I'm looking at it is it'll come down to the last 3 drives and whatever quarterback has the ball 2 of those 3 times.
And if that's the case, we've had a good game on our hands.
Yep.
And we like that.
Which is what we want, right? Success. We'll watch them in space, and then we'll go, okay, Mahomes will get a shot, Hurts will get a shot, and then whoever else gets another shot will have control and will determine the outcome of the game.
Absolutely. DP, what's coming up on Old School?
Well, we're going to have visitors. We're going to talk, get ready for UFC this weekend. Folks will be invited down to Upside Bar and Lounge to go down and watch that. We'll finish out the squares. We're going to actually call out the numbers, and then we'll share the final 100 for today, and then we'll set you up for that 100 that you can be a part of Sunday down at Buffalo Wings and Ring. So lots to talk about in this space. Get you set up. Huskers got a home game tomorrow too.
Absolutely. A Husker softball 1-1 on the day. Shout out to the ladies there. Strick, you got a party to get to. We'll let you get to it. Congrats, your brother, on the album release. We'll see you back in studio next week. For Strick, I'm Austin. Old School coming up after this. We'll talk to you next week.
Ever think of having a career in plumbing or heating? Do you enjoy watching your favorite game in a nice, comfortable space? Taking a shower after a warm day? Well, everyone we serve at Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air sure does. If you're interested in a career in plumbing, heating, and air, come join our team where you'll get paid while training. No experience required. Enjoy great pay and benefits in